Welcome back, everybody. Let's take a look again on the Forex market, in particular on euro currency and Great British pound. Sive Morten is here with the forexpeacearmy.com, and as usual, this is daily update. So, in general, setup that we discussed recently with the minor downside continuation worked perfect, but currently we see that situation start changing. So probably the factor of the firing of the Lisa Cook now is housing gradually, and market slowly is returning back to its fundamentals. So we see it in the performance as on the intraday charts as on the daily charts. On the daily chart, one thing that we should mention is a kind of the wash and rinse of these lows. So you could see with this engulfing pattern, it's normal performance when the market shows minor pullback and shows downside acceleration. So kind of the A, B, C, D performance on a lower time frame. Here we do not see it, at least at this point. And that mostly reminds me the way how market actually grabs the stops below the local lows. On the intraday charts, market slightly just dropped down, piercing these lows, grabbing stops, and immediately return right back up. Also, you could see the upward direction on the gold market. It is accelerating. So, which is also points on the overall sentiment on the market. The same story you could see on British pounds. Yesterday we said that if on euro we could see the taking out of these lows, on Great British pound more probable that it will be kind of the godless triple two, hardly, or retesting these lows, hardly we will get any deep retracement. And that actually now stands in place. This is for our time frame chart. You can see accurate A, B, C, D retracement, godless triple two buy, and market shows upward direction. Here, correspondingly on the Great British pound, potentially it could lead to appearing of the butterfly. Very often, the butterflies becoming the parts of the hand shoulders. As on the left side, sometimes the arm taking the shape of the butterfly with downside extension. As on the right side, where the actually upward breakout, upward continuation might be also and take the shape of the butterfly, something like this. Just regroup triangles. So this operation, but dealing with the hand shoulders, of course, the major target will be with this A, B, C, D to the upside, although starting point might take the shape of the butterfly as well. So that's what particular we could keep an eye on the Great British pound. So we have taken position somehow here based on the things that we talked. Currently, you have good positions, so probably you better know what to do with it. Now, if you take a look at the euro currency on intraday charts, there are another signs. First of all, you could see after the drop still has happened, so we called for taking stop sell order around 1603. Lows was around 1570, so 30 pips was more than enough to move stops to the break-even if you're taking part in this trade. Now you can see with this performance, it reminds me bullish engulfing pattern, and very fast return suggests that market just grabs stops, as I said, return and pick up. So this is not an indication of the bearish sentiment. Appearing of the grabber once again, appearing of the divergence once again, right at the 50% support on the euro currency, and fast return. So this probably could be treated as a bullish sign. So until market will not erase these lows and this potential pattern that I will show you just in a moment, I wouldn't consider taking the new shorts, despite where we have still bearish trend on the daily chart, because overall performance right now is not bearish. Market is forming some kind of the changing in the sentiment, and you could see it by the shape that market is forming. Particularly speaking on the hourly chart, that might be the hand shoulders pattern. So this was our recent trade. We correctly said that's probably just retracement. Be prepared for another leg down, taking out of this low. So everything is completed. But now take a look. Accurate shape of the potential hand shoulders pattern. That's what particular I would be watching for. So another moment here, yes, here's my minor bullish reversal candle. But the most interesting what we have here with this candle, if you take a look at the Chicago Mercantile Exchange September futures contracts on the euro currency, you will see that this is bullish grabber, and potentially it suggests taking out of this top. It could mean only two things: either shoulder will be very small and market immediately will keep going higher with these hand shoulders, which I would say not very probable, although it might happen, but I would say that's chances for that are not really high. But more prominent solution probably, or explanation, that market probably could try to touch the neckline, so it could just finalize upward action, taken out of this top, which is grabber suggests, reaching neckline, and then it could start the forming of the right arm. This is also resistance. It's already mentioned previously. I'm not sure that this will be precisely horizon line. Maybe it will be slightly sloped. But anyway, here might be some minor continuation, which I think will not become the straightforward upward action, at least speaking on probabilities. Nothing could be excluded, as you understand, but based on the probabilities, I suppose that chances to start to see this right arm here so higher. And finally, it means that actually we already have our trading plan in place. So we're not considering new shorts based on this performance. We're watching of the, I would say, 1605 support area here, and maybe starting from the 1620, because this will be the 50% support. Euro currency like 50% levels. So that means that 1610, 1620 is approximately an area where we could start watching for potential long entry if market will behave accurately. If we will not see something like this. We do not want to see the collapse. Gradual, something like this, will be just perfect. Gradual, accurate downside action, just to get the right arm. That's probably towards what I would be watching for on euro currency in today and tomorrow sessions, and hopefully this scenario will work, because in general it corresponds on the fundamental background. That's probably enough for me for now. I'll see you tomorrow.